Hello, hello, hello. Welcome, welcome, welcome. Come in, come in, come in. This is Tamika's Den. I am Tamika. Get on in here, y'all. Okay, get on in here. Kick off your shoes, relax your feet. You are now in the den. So, guys, this is Power Book 3, Raising Kanan. Okay. Child, season 2, episode 6. It's a business, man. Okay. I'm a hustler, baby. So, child, as we get into this episode, we got Rock out here trying to make deals, okay, calling meetings and saying, I ain't scared of no daggone body. I don't care where it is, who it is, how it is. I'm going to be on top. You got Unique saying, hold up, wait a minute. I'm still in the game, baby, okay? I'm still in the game. I know how to play this game, and I'm going to play it. You got Kanan out here throwing them damn hands, okay? And, of course, making mistakes, because it wouldn't be raising Kanan if he don't make no mistakes out here in these streets. And we got Juke out here shopping, and Marvin out here still trying to, relax, relate, release. We need Crown to go, okay? It's time for him to die. It's time for Burke to die. It's time for Worrell to die. The streets need a body, baby. Who the hell is it going to be? Let's get into this episode, y'all, okay? Let's bring it back from the top. So we started out this episode, of course, we hear Dope Kanan saying, when the block is hot, people get itchy, all right? They looking to see where trouble is coming from, but the real ones, the shot callers, they already know that there's always trouble coming. So they ain't got to be waiting and looking, right? It's always there. That's like being scared of the moon. When you know the moon is always there, trouble is always going to be there too. And basically, we got him and Lou, Marvin and Lou saying hi to the different people that's in the room. And then, Rock come up in here because she don't call this meeting together, right? She want to discuss everything that's happening. And she say she ain't building over for no damn Italians, okay? She know who they are and they know who she is. And she don't care who it is. She not backing down. Okay, so she said, we got to come in hot and heavy, all right? We got to do this big, That's just part of the business or whatever the case may be. She ain't no punk, okay? She don't know about, none of them. She ain't a punk in New York, New Jersey, or anywhere. So she said, we going to still move ahead. Now we got to, make this deal with them. They planting flags. They getting new territories. And, ain't no hill too small to die on, okay? So it's open season everywhere. So she was like, we're going to get this settled or whatever the case may be. And, it's going to be where they are going to be going national and they're going to be growing. And that's what she's trying to do. You got to grow when you need to feed everybody, okay? And that's that on that. And so the meeting is, over. Basically, get back to work. And so, Lou is still telling her, like, so you still want to do this even with everything that's going on. And Marvin actually agrees with her. And then she tells them, y'all going to be bringing in Kanan now. He's back in. Y'all going to get him back in the mix. Y'all going to teach him the ropes because at least I need one man out of these damn, good for nothing Negroes to listen to me and pay attention to what I'm saying and learn how the game is, right? Basically, she just throwing shots, of course, at Lulu since he's saying that he don't want no parts of this no more, right? And in the midst of her talking to them, when she finished talking to them, we seeing Worrell still in the back. And I'm like, why is Worrell still around? Why is Worrell still around? Why is Worrell still breathing? I'm trying to understand, Rock. I'm trying to understand, sis, okay? I know you be making good moves sometimes, but sometimes I'll be trying to see where you going, okay? And so he's asking, could he talk to her for a minute? And he pulls her over to the side. And when he comes and does that, Kanan's, Lou comes to Kanan and is like, so you still trying to be up in this, okay? You ain't have enough. You ain't learned from the last time around, okay? And he's telling Lou, this is what we do, Uncle Lou. And Lou is like, nah, it's what she do, okay? And he basically just walks away, and then Kanan just standing there, with that dumb look on his face, right? In the meantime, while Rock is talking to Worrell, you have Marvin over here being nosy, okay, trying to get the tea and acts, casually, of course. What's up with Tony? I heard she ran off and she's staying in Westchester now. And what's up with that new dude, that she's with? And the guy basically says, well, one night she came out partying, all right, and she went from doing lines with him, okay, to blowing lines, I should say, to blowing him, okay? And Marvin was like, oh, gotcha, gotcha, okay, I see where you're coming from, right? And basically, Worrell tells Rock that Unique, okay, he don't want to overstep his boundaries or whatever, right? He don't want to get in no trouble, but he got some sensitive information, and Rock is like, just spit it out, Worrell, what the heck is it, right? And all of a sudden, he wants to say that he just so happened to come across information, right? And that Unique is cool, of course, with the Italians, because, of course, it was the Italian son, okay, Sal's son, that he has saved in prison, like most of us thought, right? And so, of course, now they feel like they owe him, and they're willing to look out for him since he looked out for the son while he was in prison, and he is now out. And so she's like, yeah, and y'all just so happen to come across this, right? Rock is not stupid, at least I hope that she's not. And I'm mad at her that she's just starting to catch on that these two have been in cahoots all this time. But of course, if Neek goes and smooth things over with them or whatever, right? From where he's standing, Unique owes him, owes her rather, so she can go and ask him for this favor, and he can smooth it over and help them make the deal. Rock is just basically smiling and shaking her head as he walks away after he's telling her about that, right? And so, we seeing that Howard is sitting in his diner waiting, right? And the waitress keeps coming over, asking him if he ready to order. He said, nah, he waiting on somebody else. I'm assuming it's Kanan, right? And so he just looking and drinking his daggone coffee and waiting around. And Kanan ain't coming because Kanan there with his mama. So as they walking out, Kanan and Rock is talking, and she's saying, she basically wants him to be a leader. She wants him to be a general. She says, your mom used to say, men go to work all day or whatever the case may be, right? And, rather her mother, I should say, your grandmother used to say that, God gave men dicks so they could have something to play with while the women do all the work. And so he was like, Grandma used to talk like that. And she was like, yeah, boy, okay, don't let that church noise fool you, okay? She used to have a mouth on her. She was something else before church. So Kanan was laughing at that. And, this is when she's letting him know, like, you're going to be a leader, you're going to be in charge, you're going to be somebody that knows how to handle the business, right? You're not going to be like a lot of these other knuckleheads that's up and through here. And of course, Kanan is happy to hear that, right? We still got Burke out here damn Burking, y'all. I'm so sick of this lady. I want her dead so bad, y'all just don't know. I'm sorry, it's a TV show, okay? I ain't wishing the lady death in real life, but this character on this show, I'm ready for her to go. She's looking through these records and she trying to make small talk and tell the cop like, oh, my dad said hi, and he knows she full of crap too, because he was like, your dad would never be saying hi to me, okay? So I know that's coming from you. And she basically was like, yeah, well, you know what I mean? I can't lie. My dad ain't trying to be too friendly with too many people, whatever the case may be, right? He don't usually send his best. He thinks he is the best. And he basically was like, your words, not mine. And so when she's looking through these files, she's seeing that it's like a 2-year gap between 74 and 76. And she's like, well, what was going on then? Was it a leave of absence or something? He was like, no, it could have been where he could have possibly shot somebody. But if he did, the record would probably be thicker. Another thing could be undercover work. Here she go, undercover work. Oh, I didn't know. He never told me he worked undercover. Why would he? Why would he, Burke? So, of course, when we get back to him, I'm saying Howard, he is still sitting at the diner. Kanan, of course, is still a no-show because he already with his daggone mama. So, at this point, he just pays the bill. He looking frustrated because, remember, they were supposed to meet the last time, and Rock made sure she took him to camp. And she know what she doing, of course, where that's concerned, too. She's trying to keep him busy because she knows that he's been back in contact with Howard, right? So, if he's busy and he's up underneath her learning the business, then that's less time that he could go and talk to Howard about anything, right? So that pretty much was that with that. So we have, Rock and them coming here and see Unique. When they come walking in, the guy in the store is like, we're closed. And Unique is like, nah, they definitely not here for no alterations. So he said, Ricardo, you go ahead and take a break. So when they come in, he says, oh, this is the gang that couldn't shoot, to what do I owe this pleasure? Of course, he already know what they there for, but Unique gotta always play the game. And he was like, how you miss this big nigga with a Tech 9 while he got a whole head in between his legs, okay? That's a question that we have all asked, all right? And so, Unique is basically saying, I think you did this on purpose. I know how you move, and I'm looking at you, and you just don't got it in you no more. You a professional, so something ain't right here. I don't think you got the urge no more. I don't think you got the love no more. I got a whole different theory. You missed it on purpose, okay? And it's clear to me that your heart just not in it no more. And I'm like, well, damn, Unique done read him in less than 3 seconds, and yet Rock is his sister and be around him all the time. And every time he telling her he don't want to do this no more, she don't seem to believe it, but yet Unique could see it. That's interesting, you know what I'm saying? So anyway, they like, listen, are we here for business or not? We ain't gonna keep talking because, of course, Unique want to talk about he could smell it on him. And Marvin told him he probably smelling his damn upper lip. So Rock was letting him know, like, yo, I heard you supposed to have this connect, out in Jersey or whatever. You down with the Bazellis and all of that. I'm hearing you connected to them. So I need you to go ahead and come with me and make this run, all right, and make everything good, so that I ain't got no problems. And he like, oh, since when, you going to Jersey, as if he don't already freaking know, okay? But we gonna play the game. And so he's talking about something, he don't know how much help he could be. He was like, yeah, I guess you could say, I'm friends of theirs because I helped out their son, his son when I was in Queens County or whatever, right? But I'm not in business with them. And she was like, well, it looks like, you're gonna be in business now, all right? And it looks like we gonna be taking a trip to Jersey together. So he says, no, he rides solo. And she says, well, then we could carpool. And he was like, cool, as long as I get to sit next to you, right? So they go ahead and leave. And when they get outside, Marvin is asking her, like, I know you don't trust him. And she like, no, of course I don't trust him. And I don't trust that one either, talking about Worrell. And I'm like, yeah, I want to see when y'all going to finish him off, because y'all finishing everybody else off quick, fast, in a hurry, okay? But you letting these other people keep walking around. Nonetheless, I digress. We gonna keep moving on. So they say they're gonna go ahead and try to get this done without dropping, bodies. They need to get this established and get this, stuff going, or whatever the case may be, right? And she says it's real convenient that, Neek is all of a sudden the most useful person. I say, yeah, Neek playing the game, honey. He playing the game. So we see Miss Juke, and she's looking cute. I ain't gonna lie. I'm here for Juke, love Juke to death, okay? And I'm happy that she got back with her mama, but then I'm mad at you, Juke, at the same time, because how you over here putting on all these different dresses, Kenya gonna talk about something, now you starting to look like my daughter. You clearly see that that's not her style, and that's not what she's into. And yet, the whole big thing with her being able to sing and, go in with Crown and Lou with the record label was that she didn't want to change her look, but you changing your look 2 seconds later for your mother, Juke, and I am confused, okay? I am confused as to why you are not letting this lady know, like, I don't like these type of things. I'm not really into dresses. That's not my thing. It's for you. She's changing her hair. She's changing her dress. She's changing her shoes. She changing everything all of a sudden now with no type of argument. And I just find that real, real interesting, okay? And Kenya is just happier than a damn, fat kid with a cake right now. She's just like, oh, let me see you turn around, trying to fix, her clothes and stuff like that, and have her look in the mirror and just smiling from cheek to cheek. And Juke is basically like, okay, is this it? Because she tells her to try on this other dress, and she was like, well, that's it for this store, okay? After that, we gonna be moving on somewhere else. And I said, girl, bye. Get the hell up out of here with that, okay? I don't like that part as far as her changing Juke, and I can just see that this is gonna eventually become an issue, okay? It's all smiles and sunshine right now, but we know it's not going to stay that way, right? And Kenya talking about no more work boots and sweaters and stuff like that, right? A young lady should look like a young lady. Well, maybe if you had been around, maybe she would have been looking that way, but you wasn't, so this is what it is, boo. But anyway, moving on from that, we got Marvin and Daggone therapy, y'all. Marvin over here telling the people in therapy how his job is stressful, okay? The customers is complaining, the employees is complaining. He got a high stress level job. Nobody's ever happy, you know what I'm saying? Then they got these competitors that's always trying to take their stuff. He was about to say mother but he caught himself and changed it to fools. And Miss Therapist was oh so happy and smiling. Okay, he says, they always on our ass, and he sits down. So now he's the role model in the therapy session. She over here talking about, you see how Marvin switched up his language because he knew the word wasn't gonna be good to use in here, and at least he's trying and he's making difference and he's trying to do appropriate things for this forum and all this other stuff. And she's like, words matter, I'm saying, in here and when you out there, and sometimes our words themselves can be angry and they could cause others to feel isolated or whatever, attack them defensive. And so Marvin is telling her how even one day when he was at work or whatever the case may be, he found himself practicing the breathing and whatnot, and it's it doesn't always take. And she said, well, it's the fact that you're trying, that's all that matters. Okay, that's what counts. Just remember that giving into your anger is an easy way out. And so she's so pleased with Marvin, and he talking about I wanted to slap this guy, but I caught myself. Him and the guy in the class that was arguing before, Mr. Bullhead, now they laughing at, smiling at each other. And then he talking about some openly attractive, openly aggressive. Okay. And she was loving every minute of it. Okay. She ready to jump on Marvin damn bones. So anyway, as Juke and her mom are walking down the street, you hear somebody talking about some, hey, Juke, Kenya was saying she's so hungry, shopping make her hungry, they should go eat. And so it's the guys that she used to be boosting with. And she's like, yo, they like, where you been, girl? She like, I'm just around. I've been doing my thing. And he was like, what's up with the gear? He was like, oh, shoot, you paying for stuff now, whatever the case may be. She was like, I'm switching it up a little bit. So he basically was like, here go Laverne, Miss Kenya saying, I'm Laverne's mother. What's your name, young man? And he's like, yeah, I'll get with you later. Because he was like, who's Laverne? And they said, damn, who knew, Juke was so fine? So she looking at them and she's like, that's your friend? She was like, just a guy I know. So now Laverne, okay, a.k.a. Juke, want to talk about, what, I'm hungry after all. Let's go ahead and get that food. So we have Rock and them at this meeting, right? And they standing around and they singing, have you heard anything from, Mr. Unique or whatever, right? And they say no, and they said, they were saying that they was coming from this pizza place or whatever, meeting them by the pizza place. So of course Marvin is coming out with some food. Marvin gonna find food no matter where the hell he go, okay? It's not Marvin if he ain't got no food. So they roll up and Mr. Unique is getting out the damn car with them. I said, you know what? Unique is playing the game, baby. Unique is playing the game. I'm not even mad at him. So they come walking over, whatever the case may be, and he basically just ends up telling Rock, like, listen, if everything didn't go down the way it did, you would have been gone. The only reason why I'm giving you another chance is, one, because the guy let him know what happened when they was upstate or whatever, right? And Catskills. And two, because of Unique vouching for her, okay? And saying that they used to work together, but Unique also, basically did him a favor so he couldn't refuse him. He's a close friend of the family. And Rock talking about some, hours too, and he said, so I was cracking up. And he said, he told me it's been a little drama between y'all two. Y'all did a little back and forth thing or whatever, right? But between what Jimmy told him about the Catskills and, Unique vouching for them or whatever, now he basically feels comfortable to be able to, try to go ahead and see what they could do and revisit this unsettled business. So he was like, take a walk with me. So Rock comes and she walks with him and he's telling Unique to actually join them. And he says, I know you and Unique tangled in the past. And he says, yeah, I told, Sal that me and you have been competitors. And she says, well, now we work together. Okay. And so in the meantime, while they talking, Marvin over here asking this guy about, do he know about Eddie Murphy house and all of this? And he basically was saying that Eddie is so rich, and he's asking Lou what's the name of the place. He was like, he and Lou says it's Bubble Hill. So he was like, yeah, Bubble Hill. I drove past it a couple times and, peeped it. He was like, that shit is bananas. I can't believe he live out here like that. And so the guy basically says, that's why I don't live in Jersey. I live in Westchester, okay, Scarsdale. And Marvin's like, Scarsdale, right? That's where Tony at. So now is Tony man down with these Italians too? Something to think about there, right? And he tells Mr. Boselli basically tells Rock, like, She was asking if they're good. He said, yeah, we good, but only if Unique is the one that's running Jersey, okay? That's the only way that he'll do it. And he says, he'll take over the operation in Newark because he wants somebody that he could trust, and he trusts Unique. So he says, no Unique, no deal. So Rock is like, okay, well, like I said, I'm willing to work with you. Unique is family. So I said, Rock is over here eating humble pie, baby. Maybe you should have took that first deal that he was trying to offer you, because now you done got your stuff stolen. You done freaking went up here and almost had you and damn Kanan killed. You done freaking, basically to brung in Warrell cousin and all this, and now you're stopping Neek like, oh, this was all the plan from the get-go. The robberies, Warrell's cousin that was out here in Jersey. All of this was because Vito Corleone here was forcing you and me, like, to have Vito Corleone and me and you have to be forced into business together. And Unique is saying, nah, this was just a pleasant surprise. And she was like, yeah, no, it's not no pleasant surprises, when it comes to this business. But I said, hey, Rock, you're slow, you're okay, you're low. That's it. Like, you should have been thinking more faster and quicker on your feet, girl. So she says, well, don't think, don't get too happy, because it's a long game. You might have got past right now, right? But it's not who starts, it's who finishes. And he said, yeah, that may very well be true. I ain't gonna lie, okay? He says, I feel like I hit that buzzer, though, all right? I got that buzzer on your behind. So he was like, excuse me. And, we going to Totino's, all right? And so Rock is feeling it a little something right now, right? But of course, we know she ain't gonna stop. This is just like a little bump in the road for her. She gonna have to figure out her next strategy. So we got Kanan going to pick up this package, right? They tell him, you just go straight to the bodega, right? And the guy keeps calling him, brown paper boy or whatever. And he was like, stop calling me that brown paper bag boy. And he was like, you go right there, you drop it off, and you come right back. I mean, that's your job. That's all you got to do. He says, well, I'm supposed to be learning stuff. He says, you are learning. I'm teaching you right now. You go straight there. You drop it off because they waiting for you at the bodega. So now when he get downstairs, him and Famous is walking. And of course, something always got to happen to Kanan. This guy, Freddie, runs up on him. First, the guy, Freddie, is looking at Kanan's change. But eventually, because Kanan done said something too, he was looking at Famous change. Because Kanan intervened into it. He's like, yo, you too. Nobody care about you. Nobody care about your family, your mama, your uncles, or whoever. You know what I'm saying? Give us everything. So basically, they get robbed, and at first Kanan is going off about it, and Famous is like, oh, it's no big deal like that, it was only gold plated or whatever. And Kanan is telling him like, nah, the money was in the bag. And he was like, yo, Rock's money? He's like, yeah. Kanan like, but don't worry about it, because we gonna get it back. And Famous is like, nah, Freddie don't play, we can't be going after him or whatever. And Kanan like, nah, I can't mess up again, not no more, you know what I'm saying? I'm gonna get that shit back. So then we seeing Fareed and Rock, they in here walking around the art gallery or whatever the case may be, right? And they talking, and the guy comes up to him and was like, hey, man, I'm gonna need a hand. While Fareed slapped the shit out of this man and said, there's your hand, bitch. You want another one? I said, no, he didn't backslap him. He said, I paid you to put that in the damn car, so put it in the car and don't you damn interrupt me again, okay? And of course, this looks like this turned on Rock a little bit, okay? She had a little smile on her face like, oh, okay, I'm feeling this now. So, he talking to her, whatever the case may be, and he was like, you got to keep the people, that you working for in line. And so Rock was like, so, where you do all this cleaning stuff at, right? You in New York and New Jersey? He says, nah, I got too much supply, okay? I don't do that little just New York, New Jersey stuff, all right? I'm international. I'm going from state to state, okay? Round the way, girl, all right? So he was just basically telling her that, That's why, there's always margins or whatever. He looks for greener pastures, right? He needs to be where the market is not just in one thing. So he does DC, he does Baltimore, he does Norfolk. You know what I'm saying? And that looks like it's turning Rock on too, okay? She like hearing about all this. So he said he's willing to pay like multiple different types of people, whatever the case may be. He says down here is just like, one type of thing, but not one distributor. But up there is all different kind of prices and all different kind of networks of people, so he could set whatever price that he wants or whatever, right? And then the guy comes back and lets him know that he done put all the paintings in. I said, honey, he moved fast after that slap, okay? And so Fareed go ahead and give him the money and was like, my man. And he tells, Rock, May I'm ready now, darling, okay? And he basically was like, they can go. And so we got Zisa coming to see Lou in the damn studio. She over here trying to flirt with him, asking him why, Juke came up to her and why she didn't tell her that was her song and do she sing it better. And he talking about some y'all just sing it different. And she's letting him know that Farida's getting mad that the song is not on the radio yet. And he was like, I'm getting mad too, but tell him don't worry about it. Keep his ears on the radio. You know what I'm saying? And it's going to be playing soon. He's on top of it. And so she was saying that when she's singing the song, she's singing it to somebody. And he was like, who you singing it to? And she was like, come on now. You know who I'm singing it to. Don't play. And he had leaned over and she thought he was coming in for a kiss. But it was like, psych your mic. Okay. Because he hurried up and moved right out the way and was acting like he was going to pick something up. But I was like, come on now, Lou. We see you. Why you playing games with this girl? We all know Lou want to get a piece of Zisa. Okay. That is no shock to nobody, all right? And then we basically, went from that until Kanan went to the next door neighbor house, right? Because apparently Famous house, first of all, looked trashy as hell. He ain't been cleaning up nothing, okay? And he don't got no knives. And then he's telling Famous, like, you ain't got no knife, no bat, nothing. He was like, I don't be cooking and I don't play baseball, okay? So they go next door, of course, to where Miss Palomore, okay? And her daughter was at that, came over to the party, and he's trying to ask her for a knife. And she asking them 20,000 questions on why they need a knife. And she's saying, I know you don't cook. But then Miss Palomore come out and say, I think I got what you looking for. She tells, her daughter, you don't get in the way of a man that want to do what he got to do. So she tells Kanan in the kitchen, she gives him this gun and she says, I think this is what you need, okay, to get your cooking done. And so Kanan goes back and finds Freddie at his house, baby, and Kanan went to wailing on that ass. I said, oh shoot, wait a minute, are we getting a little peek, a little demon Kanan coming in? He tore that behind up, all right? He was holding the gun on him and telling Famous to get the bag. And after Famous grabbed the bag or whatever the case may be, he slapped the mess out of him with that daggone gun and then just kept beating him, kicking him, stomping him. Freaking Famous was looking scared like, yo, that's enough, because then the neighbor from across the hall was coming in and he was sitting there looking. So he was like, yo, we gotta go. As soon as they get downstairs, the damn cops is chasing them. And Famous basically does what they do in the movies when the white chick falls, when she running from the monster, and he falls like 2 seconds later after them getting downstairs. He over here screaming for Kanan to help, but Kanan was gone. So now when Kanan get in the house, Marvin and Rock was standing in the kitchen talking. He's like, Ma, you gotta come. Famous got locked up or whatever. She like, okay, well, he needs to call his mom and his family. I ain't got nothing to do with that, okay? I cannot help. So he's pissed and he runs upstairs in the room. Of course, he don't want to tell her the whole story and that he messed up again. So he's just trying his best like Uncle Marvin, and he's like, nah, I'm not helping either, okay, what she said. So while they down in the kitchen, Rock takes this time to tell Marvin about himself and about the fact that he ain't have no business putting his hands on Juke, okay? He really played himself with that. She was like, you think Daddy would have ever put his hands on me like that? And Marvin says he knows, okay? We all know that he is sorry and he has been trying, right? He says he would never do that again. He made a big mistake because she told him, like, I got something that I want to tell you, okay? I got some shit that you need to know, but I also want to get some stuff off my chest first before I tell you about that. So after she got in his behind about the whole hitting Juke. That's when she let him know, like, Kenya is back in the building. He was like, what did you just say? Kenya is back around, okay, and Juke done found her and been around her. He like, wait, they've been spending time together, and when you found this out, she's like, the other day, he's like, how long this been going on? He's like, oh, not that long, or whatever the case may be, right? So she basically was saying that, he was saying, how dare she come back around? We did all the hard work and now you want to show up. She let him know she's living in Harlem, and she was like, look, I'll help raise, Juke too. So if you ever put your hands on her like that again, I'll kill you myself, okay? And so Marvin's starting to get mad now. I said, okay, this is going to be where we could see whether, this anger management is really working or not, honey, because she told him this is on you. She went looking for her because of the dispute that happened between, y'all two. So he basically was like, nah, she don't get to roll up in here and act like she damn mama now after she been gone after 16 damn years. He was like, hell to the no, okay? And I cannot blame them for feeling that way, because it seems as if what Rock told Juke and what Mama said so far seems to be true. So if that's the case, Kenya girl, be careful, because I thought they had ran you off 16 years ago, honey. But if they didn't, they might be running you off now, and that would actually be an easy way out compared to what the hell you could get, okay? Because you played yourself. And so anyway, Burke is over here pillow talking with her damn girlfriend, still talking about damn Howard. Oh, he was lying and he's been undercover, so he probably knows how to keep secrets really good. He never even told me about his son. Why would he? You act like y'all had that many interactions, and the interactions y'all was having, y'all was getting into deep life stories about your life. Like, girl, bye. Then the chick starts saying, she want to spend the night, and Burke is like, are you sure? Are you asking for me or yourself? And she was like, I guess both. I don't want to be hurt again. And Burke was like, I'm not gonna hurt you, girl, and all of a sudden she finally gets her to shut the hell up about Howard for a minute, okay, and go to kissing and munching on her. And I was like, yeah, keep her ass busy, because I'm tired of her. I'm ready for Dan Burke to go. In the meantime, they sitting around the table back at Rock's house, Kanan, Rock, Marvin, Lou, Juke, they all having dinner. Lou asking for the salt for the potatoes, and Rock over here talking about something wrong with my potatoes, and he like, listen, I ain't say it was anything wrong with your potatoes. I just said give me the damn salt, okay? And so you could see that there's basically tension in the air. Marvin telling Juke like, yo, I haven't seen you wear a church, a dress since you was 2 years old Easter and we was going to damn church, okay? So he's smiling at her, but Juke still giving him the evil eye from across the table. And then Kanan still trying to talk about damn Famous and tell Lou about him to see if he could help him. And he was like, he's my brother. She said, yeah, he could be your brother, but he got a different mama, and that's the one that better go deal with that. I say, yo, rocking them is a mess, right? Because of course he's still not trying to let nobody know what's going on. Meantime, while Famous is in the daggone jail, he over here trying to freestyle, okay? And this guy recognizes him like, yo, you the guy that made Streets Need a Body. At first I thought they was about to beat Famous behind up, right? So he getting all happy like, yeah, you recognize me? He was like, yeah, that was trash, and as a matter of fact, the other day I seen your tapes in the trash, okay? So it all must be trash. You must be whack as hell. And then Famous just walks back over looking stupid, and they all start laughing. So I figured, Kanan done tried to go to everybody that he can, and nothing isn't working, right? And then he's telling Marvin, and Marvin is like, listen, right now, because Marvin had just finished telling Juke, like, I'll catch you later, and she completely ignores him again and tells Kanan she'll see him later. And, Kanan just starts to spill the whole tea to Marvin so he can know what happened, and he's telling him about the money getting taken, and he was like, well, who took it? And he's like, that don't matter, we got it back, but then he got arrested, now they got it there, so that's why I'm saying we gotta go get Famous and the money from the jail. He was like, boy, do you really think those cops is giving that back? Those damn cops done took that shit. They ain't gonna give that book back now. It's gone. And he was like, you ain't getting no assist from me, because every time I help you, then I get in trouble, and your mother be looking at you like a hawk eye. She said, right now your mother's focus is on Lou, so I'm gonna let her go ahead and focus on him, because that takes the heat off of me. I like it like that. So Marvin ain't getting involved this time, right? He's like, you on your own with this. So, of course, Kanan got to figure it out. So, already in my head, I'm like, he going to call Howard because that's the only person he got left to call. Now, in the kitchen, we got Rock and Lou talking, and she was like, yo, is Unique right? Did you miss on purpose with Rorel? He's like, I don't know. You know, I just know that this shit ain't for me no more, right? And I don't want to do it no more, and I'm not trying to do it no more. So maybe I got in my head, maybe it was some conscious shit, okay? But the Tech 9 really did jam. I wasn't lying about that. That's real. So Rock says, well, you know, your subconscious, huh? She says, you know, your boy came and talked to me. You know, Crown. Yeah, he said you ain't cut out for that either. He says you on some bullshit and you ain't even doing the job right and you don't know how to do it. So he asked me to move you. He said you wasn't good at that music shit. You just getting in the way. And so he was like, when was this and why are you just telling me this now, Rock? She says, hell if I know, maybe it's my subconscious speaking to me, okay? Or maybe my conscience, okay? And it's telling me that I should accept that you don't want to do this shit no more. I said, I see what you doing, Rock. I see where you going, girl. I'm with you here. We here. I know what you're doing. So she told him, you know, you go ahead and do what you gotta do, Lou, okay? You know, figure it out. And she wiped her last dish off and she walked about her business. So Lou went, you know, first he was looking like he was about to pick up a dish to wash it. Then he taking a drink and he looking. I said, what you gonna do, Lou? What you gonna do? All right. So then we have, you know, Marvin go see Kenya. She let him up or whatever. And he's basically just letting her know, like, you know, what the hell you coming now for? Why come back after all these years? Why are you here, okay? Why are you here? We done did all the work. We done been here. You ain't been no mom. You left and that's that. And she's telling him, like, I'm sorry, okay, Rock? Marvin, you're right. I did leave. I made a mistake or whatever, but I'm here now. You know, he was telling her that she better not be looking for no handouts. And she said, no, I'm not looking for no handouts. I don't want no money. I don't want no check. I just want to have a relationship with my daughter. Okay, but he is basically saying this is too little too late. Like, how dare you show back up now after all of this time? You know, bad enough that you left, even worse that you've been right here around all this time and never even looked back. You over here trying to be on your fake Anita Baker shit. I said, no, he didn't say fake Anita Baker, but I understand where Marvin is coming from with that, right? And he says, she stopped being your daughter the day that you bounced or whatever the case may be. And so she was like, no, she never stopped being my daughter and I never stopped being her mother. He was like, ain't nobody need you to come back, all right? And she says, well, like I said, I am sorry, Marvin, okay? And so he basically, I ain't even gonna lie, looked like he wanted to cry a little bit, okay? Marvin looked like he was touched just a little bit. But he told her, you left, stay gone, and then he walked out, okay? I don't know, Kenya, I think you better be warned and take the nice warning, honey, because Marvin been doing anger management. He trying, but I don't know how long he can hold on, girl. So nonetheless, moving on along, we get Warrell, you know, he out here at the spot and Rock has to tell Damon that he's not going to be in charge anymore. It's going to be Unique. And he's like, yo, what? Nobody don't even know him. Like, who the hell is he? What the hell? How you going to be bringing him in now? She telling him it's nothing personal. She was like, he's just not going to be in charge and you don't have to get it. You don't have to understand. You could either be a lieutenant or you could find other work. So he tells her, F her, tells him, F him, okay, and he's out of there. So then, you know, it's Rocky Unique standing by themselves and she just tells him like, yeah, I guess he okay, don't put your feet up on the fucking furniture. But of course 2 seconds after she walks out the door, what does he do but put his feet on the furniture? So just like we thought, you know, Howard does get famous out and he got the money, okay? He came through for Kanan. But old crackhead, remember the crackhead, y'all, was standing in the back and he's looking at Kanan like he recognizes him. That's gonna come back, y'all. Okay, and in the meantime, Howard and, you know, Kanan is talking and he, you know, tells him, let him talk to him for a minute or whatever, right? And he's basically letting him know, like, it's something in the bag that I want you to read later, you know, and he's also telling him, Famous is a damn cloud, okay? He gives him this paper, he tells him to read it, and he tells him, if you have any, you know, questions, the answers is in there. He says, you know, I still know that we got a long way to go. This is just the beginning. I'm trying to tread lightly. You know, there's a lot of stuff going on or whatever. But if we make a plan to meet somewhere, I expect you to show up. And Kanan's like, oh, shit, my bad or whatever. Like, you know, damn. He was like, yeah, you left me sitting there waiting on your ass. So Kanan was like, all right, I apologize for that. Okay, won't happen again. In the meantime, old Berkey Burke done rolled up now. And she being all damn nosy looking. This is going to be problems, y'all. So he was telling him, like, you know, famous as a clown. We all know that. And he was like, yeah, that's famous. Okay, you can't even argue with that. He just was like, that's just famous. And he went walking off. So now you got Burke looking too. And you got the crackhead guy looking. I said, Lord, Lord, Lord. So now we get to Mr. Crown. He in the damn studio or whatever the case may be. And Lulu come walking up behind him, right? He was like, you know, I knew about you and... what was her name? Jessica? It was one thing that you was messing with her behind my back. I didn't care. You know what I'm saying? That's petty or whatever. I ain't gonna let no bitch get in the way of my business. And so, here go Crown. Lou, what you know about business? You in over your head. You don't know what you doing or whatever. You don't even know which way to go. And everybody knows that. You can't do shit and all this. Not without me. Everybody knows that. You know what I'm saying? He was like, you the only one that seemed like you don't know. So... Lou was like, so that's why you went behind my back to my sister? I said, uh-oh. What we gonna do here, Lou? What we gonna do? And so here go Crown. Oh, you know, you wanted to tell my sister that you want. I mean, Lou said you wanted to tell my sister you wanted me out the label. So here go Crown. All you are is Rock's little brother. You know, Rock's baby brother. That's all you'll ever be. And Lou said, oh, okay. Lou was like, and baby, that switch went off. And I said, there it is. There it is. There it go. There it go. And he started, nah, he pushed him down. He grabbed that damn cord, y'all. And then it says, you hear Kanan in the background saying, niggas always say shit ain't personal. Okay? Fuck that. Sometimes it gets personal, all right? Sometimes it gets personal, right? And it gets personal real quick, okay? And it gotta go down, period. And we just seeing him choking the mess out of Crown, choking the mess out of Crown. Crown trying to fight, he trying to fight, he trying to wiggle, he trying to fight. You can't fight it, you can't fight it. And it says, and when that shit happens, body starts dropping, bitch. Body start dropping. And then he choking him, choking him, choking him, choking him. And it's coming fast and it's coming fucking hard. That's how it comes when it get personal, when you played yourself like Crown did and you gotta go down, 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 baby, down, down. That's how Crown was going, y'all. He tried to fight though, I ain't gonna lie. He tried to give a good fight, but Lou choked the hell out of him, okay? He choked him so there was no more life in that body, baby. I said, see, Lou was trying to be nice. He was trying to be nice. And Kanan says, hurt niggas, hurt niggas. Bye-bye, Crown. Bye-bye. That was a death well earned and well overdue, boo. Bye-bye. And so as Lou is looking down over him or whatever the case may be, you know, his lifeless body is laying there on the floor. And he, you know what I'm saying, make sure that he ain't going to be moving no more. Then here goes Zisa walking up behind him talking about something. So what we going to do with him? I said, Zisa, girl, if you don't get the heck. So what y'all think gonna happen, y'all? What y'all think gonna happen? That was the episode. What y'all think gonna happen? Put it in the comments. Let's discuss. Let's discuss. Let's discuss. Okay, like, comment, share, subscribe, subscribe, subscribe if you are so inclined. Okay, give me a wave. Let me know you came by. Put some flames up in the sky. All right, y'all. Later.